Cape Town's Energy Efficiency Forum has been helping businesses lower costs and increase their competitive potential since it was launched in 2009 by the City of Cape Town in partnership with Eskom and the South African Property Owners Association. Many members of the forum have gone to great lengths to improve the energy efficiency of their commercial buildings and operations. And this has helped reduce Cape Town's overall electricity demand, protecting the city from unscheduled power outages and reducing our carbon footprint. To recognize the leadership evident among members and to encourage businesses to continue reducing their energy consumption, the forum partners established the Energy Efficiency Forum Awards in 2012. We are proud to announce the 2014 award winners and to showcase their exceptional leadership in achieving energy efficiency.
The city thinks it's very important to acknowledge those people who are and organizations that are making very bold commitments in very tough economic times, who are investing in energy efficiency because they understand that they're doing it for the right reasons over the long term. Here in Cape Town, we don't have a big industrial base like there are in other parts of Gauteng and the rest of the country. So the commercial sector, which is quite big as a proportion, is responsible for almost half of our electricity use, 44%, and a third, 29%, of the emissions, the carbon emissions that Cape Town is producing. So that's why it's very important for us to tackle the commercial sector. It's challenging to implement energy efficiency in commercial buildings. They weren't designed for energy efficiency in the first place. They were built in an era when electricity was much cheaper, so that hasn't done us any favors. And it's not easy to change the way things operate physically and also institutionally. Often, for example, you'll have the owner of a building might want to invest in energy efficiency, but how are they going to recoup the investment when it's the tenants who are going to make the savings in terms of their electricity bill? So how do you work together to make it a win-win scenario for everybody?
But what we do is we first look at the entries and the documentation supplied to us to get an idea of how big the building is and where they have been focusing their attention on, to establish categories, because you can't compare a new building where lots of investments was possible with a small building where there's very limited opportunities. In this particular competition, the Eskom SPP funding has been utilized by some of the participants, where they got a rebate on the lighting for their premises. In order to be energy efficient and be a leader, you want to implement, you want to strive for continuous improvements, you might not always have your own funding. So I think it's very important to look outside your own company as well, whether it's an Eskom funding or any other funding available to utilize that. Washed Up is a leader, in my opinion, is that they did not only focus on technical interventions, but they also looked at behavioral interventions and getting their staff involved in saving energy. They also supplied nice data for us as judges to look at.
Washed Up Industrial Laundry Service is an eco-friendly, comprehensive laundry solutions provider. We offer specialized services to the healthcare, the hospitality and the workwear industries. Well, energy efficiency and the consumption of energy is paramount to Washed Up because of the cost involved. But as adults, we need to be responsible about our actions and the implications of our actions. The interventions we've carried out is we started with the low-hanging fruit by replacing fluorescent tubes with CFL globes. We removed an entire wall and replaced it with glazing so we could encourage natural light. We embarked on education programs for staff to encourage behaviour change. We installed a coal-fired boiler and lagged and cladded all piping into the factory. We installed VS drives on all motors. We installed heat recovery systems. Generally, just anything we could do to make savings. my recommendations to owners of commercial buildings and to other business owners is to actually get started. We all owe it to ourselves to make a difference, and the biggest result comes from the small changes we make by investing in our people.
The Peninsula Hotel didn't stop with the obvious interventions. They also installed ozone washing, which means that they now wash with cold water. Besides that, as all entries, they also focus on the behavioral side of energy efficiency, not just for their staff, but also for the clients, the guests staying in the hotel.
The Peninsula Suite Hotel was developed as a timeshare resort 24 years ago out of an existing block of flats called the Albanor, which was developed in the late 40s, early 50s. It's been in existence as a business for 24 years and has become a landmark destination on the Atlantic seaboard. There's been a great deal of positive results achieved. Firstly, just involving the team has improved on motivation and productivity within the operation. The LED light fitting has had the biggest impact with the assistance of Eskom on a funding basis. We currently have reduced consumption by about 15% over the year since they've actually implemented those. It was not just the LED light saving, although it was the introduction of the heat pumps with the jacuzzis that assisted that, followed by the OTEC dosing unit in the actual washing machines, which reduces power consumption there. Initially, I think you need to get your teams of people involved and proactive in that process. Without the introduction of people management, you're not going to see the great results that we have achieved. Once you've got the people on your side, you can start introducing the technical processes.
The #1 silo in the waterfront, the people involved in the project made the conscious decision to go for a green building rating, and that resulted in innovative interventions within the building. For example, the seawater cooling in the building is something which really stands out for me.
#1 silo we see really as trying to push the envelope with energy efficiency in buildings, and specifically new buildings. I think we've done a lot of work over the years. And in doing that and really focusing the team on resource efficient design in every single aspect of the design, we managed to unlock a lot of opportunity in this building to save electricity. One of the big moves was obviously the location. I'm sitting right next to the harbour here, which is adjacent, what's in the Atlantic Ocean, which is an enormous energy resource in and of itself. We're using the seawater cooling plant to dump the heat, the waste heat or waste cool into the ocean, which was a major move that saves enormous amounts of electricity and also possible water if you were to move away from the air-cooled conventional air cooling system, which one would do in a normal commercial building, which is a bit difficult to do when you're in a marine environment because of the corrosive nature of seawater. The second major move that we did was the facade. We went for a high performance facade, and I think one of the most important things is that sustainability really pushes you as a developer and the design team to build buildings for people rather than a building for the sake of a building. And that is amazing in many ways, but fundamentally it means that you will increase the sense of well-being for the people that inhabit the building.
I think leading companies like this show us what's possible for Cape Town's future, that we can have economic development without having very high energy usage. This is very good news for the energy constraints that we're facing in the country. It's good news for job creation, and it's also very good news for our climate change interventions.
Congratulations to you, V&A Waterfront #1 Silo, Peninsula All Suites and the Wash Tub Laundry, on your leadership in pursuing energy efficiency in your buildings, and well done in winning this year's awards. We are so pleased to be able to honour your initiative and your commitment with this award. May each of your organisations long continue to be an inspiration to us all in Cape Town and beyond.